We did some Wikipedia research before we filmed this. Could you believe that this budget was 22 million?
20 and 80s money. And it doesn't, like, it's not...
The special effects aren't bad.
They're not, especially for the time.
Right.
Especially for the time period, they were fine. Like, there's, to you and I, it's obvious it's a set piece.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't, it could have been a lot worse. Everything about this movie was like, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, because
they did fine.
I remember right when the opening credits started, you saw that this was a Canon film.
Oh, so this could have been a lot worse.
And if you people don't know, in the 80s and 90s, Canon was basically every Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and non-Rambo Sylvester Stallone movie.
Every movie,
like over the top,
you ever saw where you're like, it's got a little charm to it, but it needs about $20 million more dollars. Yeah. It was a Canon picture,
right?
So yeah, Masters of the Universe was actually pretty tolerable.
You hate Dolph Lundgren. Did you hate him? What did you think in this movie?
I didn't mind him at all, because here's what the people who made the film were smart, where a lot of people go wrong, is Dolph Lundgren doesn't talk a whole lot. And he's like sprinkled, he's sliced in there. He's more there for the visuals. So he's like, hurry, this way! And then somebody else explains what's going on. And he's like, over here, look out! And then somebody else says words.
Right.
So, like, there's a bit where the audience, we know what's going on with the key and all this stuff. And then Dolph Lundgren rescues Courtney Cox from the mercenaries from the other dimension. And then he's like, let me tell you what's going on so you know. And then something else happens and they come back and he's like, and that's what happened. So he doesn't have to be talking the whole time. And so they were very smart to have him, the things he could do well, which is like, look out! And then swing a sword. That was his whole character. And then somebody else gives you the exposition. But one thing that was annoying, but necessary, I guess, is like, when he initially gets caught by Skeletor, and Skeletor is like, a typical movie villain, he's like, and then I'm going to capture your home planet. And then I'm going to come over to your buddy Frank's house at 7, but we're not coming in the front door because we want to surprise Frank. We're coming in the back door. I'm like, why are you telling him this?
That's the whole, like, James Bond villain thing.
It's Dr. Evil, it's everything.
You know what, you're bringing that up.
Why would you tell him
we
this?
We brought up how it did seem like it was ripping off the James Bond villain thing. The opening credits were a total ripoff of every Superman movie.
Yes.
With the credits flying into, like, the camera with, the lights and everything behind it. The score in the beginning sounded like a generic Superman movie.
Yeah.
And then you kept bringing up how it was like a ripoff of the Star Wars trilogy.
They actually said Parsec at one point. I'm not a huge Star Wars,
yeah.
so I know it exists. But even I was like, oh, this is a horrible ripoff. So like when Skeletor's coming, it's like, dun, 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 dude. It's like, that's how close the score was.
Yeah, that was pretty
And he's like, bring me Skeletor. I want the plans. Tear this ship apart. It's like,
so you had
this is spot
the way it was shot too is from behind, and he's got the black robe.
He's got all black. All the bad guys are black.
We had the midget invite everybody into his house, so that's Yoda.
Yeah.
And then at the end, spoilers. When He-Man defeats Skeletor, he knocks him off into like the giant core of the building. That's exactly Return of the Jedi.
It's like, okay, is this nudge, nudge, wink, wink, or is this rip-off? And
a little bit of both.
I'm not sure.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Because again, so it's canon, so it could just be a rip-off, or it could be, look, we know we got a small fraction of your budget. It's fucking He-Man. Just give the kids, throw some titties in there for the guys and we'll be fine.
Sadly, we didn't get any titties, but like I said, that outfit that Tila was wearing.
And that was when, Tila, they had a hot outfit on, but really wasn't nothing gratuitous. So, all in all, you're making a fucking He-Man movie.
You know what you're getting
into.
The
80s. I'd say they executed it about as well as
they could.
Yeah. I mean, casting was done well. Performances were fine. There was no real super grown-up. There was a few plot holes and some stuff, like we said. But
you could tell. You could tell Frank Langella was having fun as Skeletor.
Yes.
Yeah, you could tell. I mean,
he was having a good time.
And what I thought was cool when we did the research, he basically took the role of Skeletor because his young boy was a big He-Man fan.
And here's the thing, because beforehand I had watched a film called Howard the Duck, and my balls are back up inside on the inside of my body and haven't descended yet. It was so horrible. So this was like, oh, okay, I can handle this. And Dolph Lundgren, I'm like maybe Howard the Duck, like, you know, moistened the entry, lubricated the entry a little bit for this film. I'm like, oh, this is great. I like this.
What would you do though if like there's a sequel and there's a crossover where He-Man goes back, you know, into another dimension, instead of meeting ugly little Billy Barty, he has Howard the Duck as his sidekick.
Oh God, it was so horrible. It was so. We'll talk. We're gonna do that one next. Yeah. So I think we've about covered this.
Overall, it's 1986. It's a He-Man movie with Dolph Lundgren. You know what you're getting into.
Yep.
It might be kind of painful to watch by yourself, but if you got a group of friends, you got you know, beer and everything like that, you're gonna have fun. It's gonna be more fun, like, you know, making fun of it. But you're not gonna hate it.
No, fairly. And again, your offspring was running around screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
So it was like, didn't want a problem.
Not at all. She liked the pretty colors in the movie.
She liked the pretty colors. She'd go stand in front of the TV and be like, oh, is that a curtain? Okay,
it was funny when she went into Ugly Billy Barty and said, "What was that?"
Yeah. So yeah, all in all,
fun movie.
Fun movie. Which sucks because it's funnier if we rip on something.
Yeah.
I thought we'd really have something to trash, but they actually did a solid job with this one. So
it's a lot better than A Million Ways to Die in the West.
So yeah, that's it. Masters in the Universe, Dolph Lundgren and a Midget. This is the Whitey White Guys Show. I'm Whitey. This is Cracker, and have a good journey.